Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to yet another Game Dev Daily. This is Game Dev Daily number 8. It is January 11th. And we, today, are probably going to we're going to continue working on the Thorn spell we were working on. Not yesterday, the day before. So, hope everyone is doing well today. Yeah, my goal, again, we're going to be working on the Thorn spell, hoping to get most of it done. I think we should be able to do a decent amount. I know I was having some trouble with the rotation stuff last time, so that's going to be the first thing we fix. And then we're going to get the projectile to actually fire after that. So I think we're ready to just, hop into it. So I'll pop back over to Unity. I actually haven't opened Visual Studio because, good on me. I'm clearly ready to go. So let me just open up the script we're using. And we'll hop right in. Okay. Just a moment. Alright, here we are. Okay, so we were having issues with the rotation. I couldn't quite get this this stuff to work. So we're going to take a closer look at this. Yeah, alright. Now, here's the issue, right? Now, I don't know if the angle of -30 is equal to the angle 330. Like, I don't know how it does the calculations there. If player face right, else. Okay. So let's just handle, what I'm going to do is let's just get one side of it working first. So we'll just do the rotation if the player's facing right to start. So if we're facing right, so I'm going to be facing, you know what, I should draw it here. So if we're facing this direction, then the thing above our head is here, right? If I hold left, it should pull it back. So it's going to rotate anti-clockwise. If I'm holding right, it's going to pull it down this way, so it will rotate clockwise. Right? So we have left and right. So, player.left key. If we're holding it down, we want to rotate anti-clockwise. That means we should be rotating up. So a positive value should be rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. I believe this is correct. Now, one thing to note is, if we're facing right when we spawn the object, we actually rotate the object. We give it an initial rotation of 180. Meaning that if this is 180, if I can draw 180, then the arc that we want to hold it to, and in fact I'm going to do something to get rid of these arrows, right? So this is 180. Drawing 8s is really difficult, I'm finding out, and this is 0. We want to have an arc to about here, and to about here. So this is going to be 210, and this is going to be 150. Now what I can see here is if I'm holding left, I want to pull it down. So I actually don't want it to go to 150. I want to check that it's going to 210. So that's why this is probably not working. And then on the other side of things, if I'm holding right, I want to keep going until I hit 150. Now, I don't know if it's going to work for 210 or if I'm going to have to make this -150. We're just going to try this first and make sure that this works. And as long as this works, we're in a good enough starting spot. So let's kick this off. All right, we're going to face... First off, if I'm facing left, I can't rotate it at all, which is expected. If I'm facing right, I can rotate it up, and it's going past the point, so not great. If I hold left instead, it does stop. And if I hold right again, so it's not stopping. Okay, it did stop here, but it's inconsistent. The first time I went past, it didn't stop. Now when I go past, it is stopping, and it's not stopping on this side. Yeah, so there's definitely some weird stuff that happens. And I think it's due to the actual value of the... It stopped here, didn't stop there. Just going to keep trying to go past. Okay, so it's just an inconsistent thing. Sometimes it appears to be going past. What I want to check, if I go back into the code, are we doing this? This is in fixed update, which is fine. If we're always incrementing the value by 1, then there should always be a point where it equals the value we're trying to go past. So the question is, why does it go past this? What we can try doing, I'm going to put another if statement in here. We'll put them in here, actually. Or actually, no. Where do I want to put it? Else, I'm going to put in a console log. Is it WriteLine? It's console.WriteLine. That is. And we're just going to put in hit 210. And then do the same thing down here for hit 150. And we should see this pop up whenever we are sitting at that angle. So let's take a look. I'm going to hold right. Where is my debugger? My console's over here. I'm just going to tap to it. So I'm going to hold right. It doesn't hit. I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to wiggle back and forth until hopefully it hits it. If it never hits it, then we have an issue here. Let's just go down, try and hit the other side. Not hitting it. Okay, and we're just like not hitting it at all. Not ideal. If I scroll all the way back down to 0 and then I go back around again, is it going to work now? Like, this is the issue I'm having, which is that there just doesn't seem to be any consistency for here for some reason. Because we were definitely getting blocked last time we were trying this. And what I want to know is what's happening. See, here it got blocked. It's getting blocked, but I'm not getting the console message. And that time it went straight past. Let me double check this if statement. If we're holding the right key. Shouldn't I be seeing all these console messages? Like, why am I not? Interesting. Okay, one thing else I can do here is I can try console.log here. The angle. So at least I can see what angle I'm at. So let's try this. This should definitely show up. So again, we're going to face right. Why can I not see the messages in my console? Is there a reason I can't see these? Like, I should absolutely be seeing this, no? Is it just not console.writeline? Maybe it's... Oh, I bet it's something else, isn't it? Write messages to console Unity. Probably just using the wrong thing. Debug.log. Okay. Yeah, I was. That's all it was. I'm just using the wrong message debugger. I'll just stop the game real fast. So it's not console.reliant I'm supposed to use. I'm supposed to be using debug.log. So I'll do this again. We'll just print the angles for now. It's fine. Okay. Hold. Okay, we're at 170, 165. We should be getting stopped at 150, but we don't. So I can easily get it to 150 as well. 150. And I hold right and it just goes. It doesn't care. The question is, why is it that here it doesn't stop? Like, I can be right on it and press the button, and it doesn't stop. Player.input.getKey. And the angle doesn't equal 150. Then rotate. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have another thing here. I have another if statement that checks, is our angle 150? If I... That's not what I want. If our angle's equal to 150, we're going to debug.log hit 150. And then we're also going to check what this value is. Holding right. And then we're going to add this boolean. Again, it's get key. It's not get key down. We're using get key. So it's while it's being held. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to get rid of the... Actually, I'll leave that one in just because it's a little easy to see stuff. Pop back to the game. We're going to stop this. We're going to restart it. We want to be facing right. We're going to hold the button. We can see 180. We're going to drop it all the way down to 150. And when it's on 150, we're not getting the other debug log displaying. Why is that? So here, did I save the file? I'm pretty sure I saved the file. If the rotation, and this is exactly this value, is equal to 150, which as this is showing us, it certainly is. Like, unless, let me collapse everything. So now I'm gonna clear the logs. We're gonna try again. We're gonna get to 150. We went too far. So we're incrementing the 150 logs right now. They're the only logs that are being fired. So what's happening here is we're debugging this. We're doing this evaluation, and for whatever reason, it's coming back false. And I don't know why. Because this value should be equal to 150. Euler angles.z, which is the z component, which is a float. I mean, we can see here that it's 150. Why? And like the flamethrower I'm using does do this, and it just works. I do add float. I do rotate it by float, but I don't think this should make a difference. I'm not even comparing it to float either. I'm just adding float for some reason. I don't think this matters, but let me just make everything a defined float and see if it makes a difference. So I've done that. We'll hop back into Unity. Again, I really don't think that this should change anything. I'm at 150. It's the only log I'm displaying. For some reason, I'm just not hitting the rest. Don't know why, but it just doesn't. Really frustrating. Okay, what's going wrong here? If the play is facing right, we are. We know we are because this debug is firing, right? I'm going to put this debug in blocked at 210. I'm going to put this one in as well. Blocked at 150. I'm going to get rid of this for now just because it clogs things a fair bit. Again, I shouldn't have to declare these as floats. They should just be floats anyway. I mean, these ones won't be, but they convert to, like, they can do a comparison against a float without any issues. Okay. What else can we try here? Block the 210, block the 150, and I've got a hit 150 thing here as well. I got blocked the 150 like almost immediately. What? Here it's running nothing, but I can't go any further. It won't let me go further. What in the world? So this is the right angle, by the way. I shouldn't be able to go further than this, but I'm not increasing the log here. I'm getting... The blocked logs are incrementing when I go left and right. Oh, because this isn't blocking it. Yeah, okay, I'm dumb. No, that doesn't make sense. Sorry. It should be in the else. Else blocked at 210. Except this isn't quite blocked at 210, right? Because also if you're not pressing the left key, this would also print. So I can't put this in the elf. In the else. So if the player is holding the left key and their Z angle is not 210, then I want to rotate them anti-clockwise by 1. That makes sense to me. I'm holding left, and my angle isn't 210. Rotate. If we're holding right and our angle isn't 150, rotate the other direction. And I do have this XYZ. Yeah, obviously. Of course. Let me copy this and add it for the 210. Because I was getting a block there. 210. I'm going to try this again. I need to get rid of this block log. Run it again. It is so hot in Melbourne today. Far out. Okay. I'm going to go up a bit. Holding right, false. But I did hit 150. I'm hitting it right now. I've hit 150 and I'm holding right. True. Hitting it again. Hitting it again. Hitting it again. It very consistently is hitting it. I go back the other way. I went past it. I'm not getting the hit 210 log at all, and if I go back up, I also go past it. Now, what my guess would be here is that perhaps what's happening now is that my rotation is probably no longer an integer, would be my guess. I think my rotation is no longer an integer, so it no longer hits this value. And if I go into the Thorns rotation here, I definitely think it's an integer. It's possible it's off by such a small amount that it doesn't display it. But that doesn't really make sense to me either. Hit it there, hit it here. Hit it. Okay, I'm like consistently hitting it now. I think it doesn't matter how far. Okay, if I go below 180 and then come back, I'm still hitting it. Hitting it, no. Okay, and then I went past it just there. Sometimes I can just go past it. And so the question really is just, why the hell can I go past it sometimes? Like, how does that make any sense? I wonder if the flamethrower does the same thing now, and it's because I put it in fixed update. Also, interestingly, the big jump happens with no delay now. I don't know why. Boing. It's supposed to have a channel time, it just fires. So I don't know what I did to the jump, but that is clearly not working. It's probably because I changed it to fixed update. And I have to go back in and rework that and get it fixed. Game. We don't have VSync on, which is fine. Okay, well, we're going to try doing, instead of not equal to 210, I'm going to say as long as it is less than 210. And this is as long as it's greater than 150. So we're going to try this. This is a bit more of a consistent method. Because it's saying even if we somehow got the angle past that point, it should still work. I'm going to do it. It gets blocked. It gets blocked. It gets blocked. Go back. It gets blocked. It gets blocked. Okay. It appears this is working. I think this is consistent. Now, what I'm really curious to see is what does the angle print out when it's being blocked. So all we're going to do is inside this... Oh, actually, I don't want it to be in this if statement, though. I wonder if it doesn't hit, if it's not this. Well, actually, yeah, we'll do the, I can put in another if statement, and I can just say if it's the opposite. If it's greater than 210, because that means it's getting blocked by this, greater than or equal to 210, then I want to debug.log the angle. Which I'm probably not going to put in quotes. We'll just drop the angle in. Yes, I know you need an input. So we're going to do the same thing over here, except it's going to be less than or equal to 150, and I also want to print the angle. Now, what I'm curious to see here is, do we get values that make sense, or do they make no goddamn sense? Like, because if they're just integers, 149, it's just 149. So notably, it got past 150, right? I did actually get past 150 and went to 149. And I bet you if I did this enough, sometimes it'll hit 150. 210. Like, this side's hitting 210. It's not hitting 211, right? Go back up. I'm hitting 149 still. I bet you if I did this enough, I could hit it. I could get it to hit 150. Maybe not. I seem to be getting pretty consistently 149 and 210. Weird that it's not 150 and 210. I really wanted to get it to print out a different number, but it doesn't appear to be the case. Less than or equal to 210. Sorry, greater than or equal to 210. Wait, no. Less than 210, greater than 150. I mean, I've gotten it to work, so I probably just can stop here. All right. I'm not going to worry about too much. We've managed to get it to do what we want it to do, which is good enough for me. So I'm going to go into here and update this as well. Now, this one may not work quite as good. And the issue here is that we're working with, I think when you're facing left, if it goes past 0, I think it wraps around the 360. Which we can resolve. It just requires us to do a bit more of a complex if statement, which I'd rather not do if there's a better solution for it. But let me give it a look. Is there a better way of doing that? I'll think about it in a second. Okay, the easy way to do it. So we're looking at the other side now. If I go back to MS Paint, we're looking at this, which is either going to be 330 or it's negative 30. Now, if it's negative 30, it's really easy for us, but I'm pretty sure it goes to 330. And this is just going to be 30. So the 30 side is pretty easy. So if we're facing left and we press left, we want it to increase. If we're facing left and we press left, we want it to go up. And then all we want to do is check that it is less than 30, which is fine. However, if we press right, we want to check that it's greater than negative 30. Now, I think that this is not going to work properly, but we'll give it a go. So I'll save this. We'll swap back over to Unity. I'll reboot it. And we will face the left direction, press the button, hold left, and that works correct. And I think as long as I stay above the 0 degree line, it'll work exactly how I want. However, I suspect once I get into the negatives, yeah, it's not going to work anymore. So I can hold right here because right's valid. But I can't actually go left until I wrap back around. Because now my angle's not like, this isn't negative 180, this is positive 180 right now. We're going all the way back around, so once we get back down to 0 degrees, we go from 0 degrees to, 359, and now we're in a very positive number. So what I need to do is... Okay, there's a few ways we can solve this. Because another issue is the left key doesn't work either. So negative 30 doesn't work, so we would have to use 330, right? But the problem with this is we're not going to be able to actually go back the other way once we move the thing. Because it's checking that it's less than 30 for it to go back around that way. for it to tilt back up. But once it wraps to like 359, this doesn't evaluate to true anymore. So there's a few ways you can do it. I'm wondering if I can put in two of these operators in the same expression, because I don't know. Yeah, this doesn't work. I wanna check if this value is in a range, which I'm sure you can do. C#, check if a value is between two values. How do we do this? How to check if it's within a range, rather than using an ampersand. We can use enumerable.range. We can use the ampersand expression. I think maybe the best way to do this is to just, rather than using this Euler angles crap, let's just assign the value var z is equal to this. And then we can use z instead, and it's just a bit easier to read, and I don't have to write out as much. So I'll do this as my solution for now. So we're gonna check for this stuff. It's pretty straightforward. We're just doing z and z, and over here we want to check. So there's a couple ways we can do this. So we can wrap this into an expression like this. So we want to check, are we holding the left key? And is 0 less than or equal to z? And less than 30. So we would have to put an ampersand in here. Then oh, okay, I need to push z up one. Hold on. Needs to go at this point. There we are. Okay, so we assign z to that. If play is facing right, that's easy if it's this. So 0 is less than or equal to z. Or can I just do a greater than? Z's greater than 0. Is that going to work? Because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and then we're going to use another OR statement to do the other side. Then I actually have to wrap all of this in brackets. So it's kind of an absolute mess, but I think this is going to work how I want it to. And maybe 330 and 360. So like this, there's probably a better way of doing this. In fact, on the other side, I only actually have to check if z is greater than 360. If z is greater than 330, sorry. So on one side, you need to check that it's between the 0-30 range. The other side, you just check it's greater than 330. Actually, do I even have to do this 0 to 330 thing? Like, I don't, right? If it's less than 30, so okay, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to do the anti-clockwise motion. I'm valid to do anti-clockwise if I am less than 30 or if I'm greater than 330. If I'm less than 330, I'm not valid. Okay, so it's actually just this, which is not as bad. Okay, it looks significantly less stupid. And then the opposite is true for the other one. So for the other one, we're going to replace it with this, except it's if z is greater than... So for holding left, I have to be less than 30. If I'm greater than 30, don't continue. And if I'm less than 330, don't continue. For right, wait, they can't be the same. For right, if I'm less than 330. No, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So it's this, but opposite. If I'm greater than 30, or if I'm less than 330. Other way. So it's the opposite. And this should work. And if I'm holding left, I'm increasing. And if I'm holding right, I'm decreasing. Yes, okay. Now, will this function? I goddamn hope so. Let's go back to Unity and press the button. And give it a try. Okay, so the right stuff should still work exactly the same. No differences. It's fine. Face left now and I do it. Stops, and I can still go back right. Okay, didn't work on the other side. The left button correctly doesn't let me go back left. So I can go back left here. I can go back left here. I can go back left here. And go all the way back up. All the way back up. So that is not stopping me, though. So I'm not getting stopped at the bottom part there. Which would be the 330 bit. If I'm holding right, so I'm facing left and I'm holding right, I want to keep doing it as long as I'm greater than 330 or less than 30. So this should be a greater than, and this is a less than. Wait, but then it's the same thing. Am I freaking crazy? No. This is less than 30. I should be less than 30 and greater than 330. So then one of these is wrong, right? And if it's mirrored, it must be the 330 one. So if I'm holding left, I'm holding left, I'm facing left, I'm holding left, it's increasing. Should be working as long as I'm less than 30, as long as I'm greater than 330. So it's greater than 330 on both sides. I'm holding left. If I'm less than 30, it's fine to go that way. If I'm greater than 330, it's fine to go that way. And on right, right is going... Wait, I'm confusing myself. Dude, why? Okay. This is under the assumption. Holy shit. Let me erase some of this. Okay. I need to like think about this properly. So the direction I'm facing is, we're just doing left. Left facing direction is the side I don't have working. So I'm facing left. If I press left, it's going to go this way. This is the L way and this is the right way. Yeah. This is the direction right goes. So this is L and this is right. Right's going to be clockwise. Okay, we've got it. So the values that I'm happy with is less than 30 is all good, and greater than 330 is all good. For right, it's the same. Wait, it is the same. Wait, the ranges are identical? How does this work? Dude, I'm like bamboozling myself. Why is it different over here then? Like, it's due to this wrapping shit, no doubt. It's because I'm wrapping from 0 to 360. But the ranges I'm happy to move in are the exact same. It's because at the end of the day, I have a specific range of Z values I'm happy to maneuver between. And if I ever go outside of that range, don't maneuver. But that doesn't sound right to me either. Holy crap. This stream is just going to be me trying to figure out how the frick rotations work. Why I'm having the biggest just like mental breakdown right now over something that I imagine is extremely simple. Why can't I do this? So the question is, when do I want the left key to be a valid press? That's all it is. When do I want the left key to be valid in moving the thing around? I want it to be valid until it gets past this point. Oh, no, the other way. Valid until it gets past this point. It should be valid until it hits 30. Right? Once it hits 30, it's no longer valid. Now, the problem is, I can't just do it being less than 30. Because this value is 330. So I also need to allow it when it's greater than 330. It needs to be able to go up. It needs to be able to travel that way. So it needs to be greater than 330 or less than 30. And the thing is that the right is the exact same thing. It needs to be greater than 330, otherwise stop going this way, and less than 30. And the same thing, I guess, could apply over here, and that I need it to be, like, I use one side because I don't have to account for both ends. But I could do the exact same inputs thing on this crap as well. But I don't need to because the values don't change in the middle. But I think that this is literally the exact same thing. It needs to be less than 30 and it needs to be greater than 330. I think I can use the exact same stuff. I'm going to go back into Unity. Hold on. And we're going to run it. And hopefully it's just going to work. I'm facing left. I'm holding left. It stops. I'm pressing right. It doesn't work. So I get stuck here. Holding right. It works. I press left. It gets stuck. Okay. So I actually need to encompass slightly more. I'm realizing the problem is that this needs to be greater than, or if I'm facing left, pressing right, it's going down. So I need this to be greater than or equal to, and I need this to be greater than or equal to. And I think that will resolve that issue. Hits this. Right doesn't work still. Let me double check. I press right. It's probably because I bet it's 31 here. Because this thing looks to have like 1 unit of being wrong. Okay, that let me go back up. It's letting me go back up here. I can hit the edge, but if I hit the edge over here, it doesn't let me go back. And again, I bet it's just because it's at 31 right now, even though it absolutely should not be at 31, but I bet it is. I mean, I just shouldn't have to do this crap, man. Alright, I mean, there's a bit of an easier way. I mean, the greater than or equal to should just work. Alright, I'm gonna make it really simple. I'm gonna do 325 and 25. Which are angles that it shouldn't even hit to begin with. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Don't mind me. They're angles that it shouldn't even hit to begin with, but we're going to account for it anyway, just so it can go. It still will not go back. I've clearly done something wrong. This side goes back. Hello? Why can't we go back this way? Hello? It just stops. It's not having it. Oh, you know what? I realized what I did. No, I'm just dumb. I'm just a dumbass, actually. Actually, you know what? I'm just dumb. This should be 35. Okay. That one's on me. That one's completely on me. There's no Unity fuckery going around there. That's just me being an idiot. Now I can go back, and it works, and it's scuffed as hell. I don't like how I have to use these weird angles because it's like stopping 1 unit ahead or something. I don't know why it won't stop at the angle that I want it to stop at. Or it's like inconsistent where sometimes it does stop at it and sometimes it doesn't. And I know it's like a one angle difference, but it's still annoying. I shouldn't have to be doing this crap. There's also probably a way to convert 330 to be -30. Like, I bet I could do that as well. I'm trying to think if there's a way I want to do that. Like, I could have Z and I could have -Z, and -Z is just the value minus 360. But I still think that I'm gonna have issues where I kind of need to figure out where exactly it is. I could definitely, like, write some code that figures that out for me. Or I say, like, hey, if the value is bigger than... But you kind of need to know, like, where it came from, right? I need to know if it passed over the 0 point and then went down. Well, not really. I kind of just need to check what... Like, it's in that arc, right? Like, if my value is if I'm not face right, I'm face left, I know that it's in the 30 to 330 arc. So I can technically do the calc in here. I can say if the value is greater than 330, then just subtract. Maybe that's what I do then. And it should just work. If the value is greater than or equal to 330, minus 360 from it. And then when I do these if conditions, I don't have to have this wonky crap. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's... Like, the issue is that I still have to have this buffer thing. Like, I can't just do 330. I have to use, like, 325. Or 329 would be the value I would have to use at the very least. Where I'm checking, like, when do I subtract. I could just do greater than 180. That's kind of, like, acceptable. Because I just want to know, like, what quadrant am I in? I mean, I can check that I'm in quadrant 4. So I can just say greater than 270. Maybe I'll do that then. I'm going to do an if Z is greater than 270. Not semicolon, dumbass. I'm going to say where in quadrant 4. So just subtract 360 for easier comparisons. Okay, and all this is going to do is say, hey, look, I'm at, like, my angle is like 355. Therefore, I'm going to minus 360 from it, and it's going to become negative 5 instead. And that way, what I can do is, instead of having this, like, conjoint crap, I can do what I'm doing up here, like exactly the same. I can just check Z is less than 30, or I can check 330 is greater than, or Z is greater than 330. And this should actually work properly. I said that a lot. It's been wrong a lot. Face left, stops, doesn't let me go the other way. Incredible. Actually, just doesn't let me use right at all. Did I use the wrong thing? If I press right, negative 30. I need to use negative 30 for the comparison now. So as long as Z is greater than negative 30, not 330. Yep. And so we can see what happens is, as long as we're in quadrant 4 here, the value we're using to check against is going to be the negative angle. It's not going to be the positive one. And it just means that for comparisons, it works fine. So we'll leave it like this. It's a bit of a hacky way to do it. But, I mean, look, you kind of have to do some jank workaround no matter what you do. I mean, the easiest fix would be I just got this stupid, well, I say easiest fix. I still have the issue with it going past the angle sometimes, and I don't know why it does it. It goes past it by, like, 1. It's like it runs this rotate, like, twice before it actually does the check, but that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know how it's happening, but it's got to be some, like, weird thing with Unity and maybe with fixed update. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, we've got the rotation working, and I've already been going for like 50 minutes, which is crazy. So yeah, I was going to try and get a bunch more. I mean, yeah, I'll probably go for an hour and a half. Okay, we just need to keep going. So what I want to do is I want to add an actual positional movement to this as well. And I want the movement to be based on an arc, so I don't know how easy this is going to be. Oh, it's gonna be kind of a pain, but I would like it to be an arc. How high is it right now, actually? I kind of want to see how high above the player it is. I might need to make it like twice the player's height. I mean, it's probably fine. So, like, I want it to kind of, like, move left and down or right and down. So it kind of does this kind of, like, arching movement. So it kind of does this while it's rotating, ideally. And then you get it to line up so it moves as much as it rotates. Or for as long as it rotates. Now, the issue is... I mean, maybe that's just not good. Like another thing I can do is I can make the angle, the pivot point, be a bit further back. That might be a little nicer as well. That's kind of what I'm considering. And I think I'm going to move it a bit to the left more, too. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have it spawn a bit further in the direction the player's facing. So let's do this. Do I want to adjust the rotation point? I think I might. So let's open up the... Where are we? Prefabs. Resources. Projectiles. That's the one. Okay, so if I look at this thing in its entirety... I'm thinking I might want to move these a bit to the left. So that the pivot point is a bit, yeah. Is a bit, yeah. One, no. Oh, I see the issue, which is that they have a different X value. This X value should be 0. I don't know why it's 0.02. However, I'm going to move it -1. That's too... Maybe that's not too much. That'll be fine. I mean, like -0.7 or something. 0.5. And then it rotates around this point. And maybe -1 is good. Alright, I'm just going to try -1 and just see how it looks. And then this is going to be -0.9 to stay consistent. Okay, so we're going to add that in. So the hitbox, by the way, also needs an offset of -1 as well now. So that's fine. We just move that offset. So we're going to save that. I don't have to adjust that. The next thing to do is I want to spawn it a little further left as well. So let's hop back to the Unity scene. I actually need to hop into the code. So when we're spawning it, the X position is just the X position of the player. But I'm thinking we want to actually subtract our... we want to spawn it a bit before the player. So let's do minus bounce the size.x. Let's just try that and see how that looks. So if we're facing right, we actually want to add. If we're facing left, we want to subtract. I shouldn't have copied the plus, but that's fine. All right, so we're going to try this, see how this works. I might as well collapse this instantiate a bit just so it's a bit more readable for people. Like that. There you go. Bit easier to read. So X position, Y position, and rotation. And then also the instance that we're spawning. So, game object we're spawning. This is the position split into X and Y, and this is the rotation. And now if we hop back in, we should see the pivot point will no longer be at the tip, and we're spawning way further forward. I think even this looks okay. I might want to raise it a little bit and maybe reduce the angle some more. In fact, I don't even think I need to reduce the angle. I think I've thrown it a bit too far forwards, though. I'm kind of surprised it went that far. Oh, it's because I made the pivot point different. Okay, so it can probably be like this divided by 2. Divided by 2, divided by 2. And then I think I want to raise it a bit higher. No, I'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, so we'll do that. We're gonna get this projectile goddamn thrown before I stop this stream. Absolutely. I'm going to throw the shit out of this projectile. So the next step is when we let go of the key. So like if we look at the wall, right? The wall, we're doing channeling crap while we're holding it. If we're not holding it, we launch, we like fire the wall, yeah? So we do a similar thing here. If we are holding the key and we're grounded, do all this crap. And if we're not, fire the wall. Oh, this is flamethrower actually. Hold on. Where's wall? Wall. If we are channeling, if we're holding the key... Yeah. So if we ever lose grounding, it also fires the spell, which is probably fine. But like potentially I'd want to change that in the future, but for now it doesn't really matter. So rather, I mean, well, I'm already doing some of the crap here, but we're just going to paste this stuff in. So I'm going to remove this mana regen thing. Create a wall, which we no longer are doing. Particle system, we don't care. We don't care about any of this. Okay, so what we actually care about doing is like just giving the game object speed now. So what we want to do is we want to grab the Thorn game object that we've assigned to, which we've already done down here. So we're going to get Thorn inst, and we just want to apply speed to it. So I believe most of the projectiles should have speed values, right? Speed right here. In fact, I probably should have a projectile parent class that these are inherent off of. In fixed update, we move our position, right? Transform.position plus equals vector3 dot speed. So that's what we want to use. And then we also handle collision and stuff here as well. Circle collider 2D. Oh, I was using this thing. Huh, I wasn't just using the, I think I deleted these from my prefabs. Oh no, they're still here. No, the rigid body is what I had. Yeah. The circle collider we need. It's the rigid body that I don't need and should remove. Anyway, that's fine. So we're going to do a similar thing to what we do with this. So we need an actual projectile, right? We need a projectile for the thorn. So I think I actually didn't fix this stuff with the class. Yeah, it doesn't work. I don't know why it can't find my templates, but that's fine. I don't even think I can like create a new file in here. Yeah, it's really annoying, but whatever. I can just copy and paste the P class, so we'll do that for now. So I'll grab this. We'll rename this to Thorn. It's going to be a Thorn. It is going to have a speed vector, a raycast hit 2D. I'll give it the bullet mask for now, but I might change that. Speed is fine. Private void start, bullet mask. So this is what's going to be on the Thorn. And this is what it'll collide with. Bull collide collision equals false. If we do a circle cast, why am I doing this crap? Circle cast. Origin is our position. The radius is our size divided by 2. The direction is the speed dot magnitude. And the bullet mask is the layer mask. If we hit, collision's true. And then we only move the distance. Okay, so it stops before actually colliding. Right, so it's going to fire a circle collider to see if our bullet would spawn. It would hit the wall. And it will have the bullets, like, basically hit the wall the next, like, go right to the edge of the wall next frame. Rather than hitting it. I actually don't think that this is a good... This is what I should be doing. Because I think we should just have this handle it regardless. In fact, it should probably instantly trigger that it's gonna... Like, I probably don't even have to rely on this collision enter thing. I can probably just have this trigger a function. This circle cast should just trigger a function that does this. But regardless, that's fine. Most of this I actually don't even have to touch because it's all going to work the exact same way a bullet works. The big thing, because this works off the circle collider box, which is fine. This might not work the same. But it might work the same. Yeah, because this transform position is where we're firing it from. It's actually not going to work properly. Because it's not... Now that I've pushed it off center, so it has a pivot, this value is actually not equal to the center of the hitbox. So what this should actually be using is this. It should be using the position of this. So I think I can just do this dot transform dot position. Yeah, I can. Which is what all the projectiles should use anyway if they're going to do this. So we check this position. That's its size. Well, that's the radius of the circle. And speed dot magnitude does what? Direction and distance. And then fire it. Okay, I mean, this should work, I think. And really what I actually should be using is I should have a collider. I should have a private game object collider, and in start I should just assign to it. I should just say collider is equal to this get component. Why are we not happy? Do I have to do this? Okay, that it is happy with. And then we go collider. I guess a game object is not this. Yeah, it's like a property that you can have on. Collider is a property you can have on a game object. Collider, and I don't use it anywhere else. That's fine. Let's say the damage that it takes is like, I don't know, 40. It would explode and do splash damage and all this crap. Okay, what are we missing? So I need, it's complaining about this. What did I do here? Oh, I removed this semicolon on accident. So re-add that back in. Okay, so the big thing is if we hop back into, it says this is not being used. Thorn.collider inherits member component.collider. Use the new keyword if hiding was intended. I'll call it circle collider then. I'll just say hitbox. Hitbox is probably better. Okay, let's hop back into the Thorn thing, and we're going to... So I need to actually put that script on the game object, which is fine. I can leave that for now. But what I want to do is say thorninst dot... where am I putting this? If I look at pshooter, I can probably look at how I'm doing this. Inst.getComponent. Yeah, okay, we have to get the script component off it. Get components, and it's just going to be FL Thorn. So we're going to get... Oh no, not FL Thorn, it's going to be Thorn. We're going to get the Thorn component off it, and then we're going to get its speed value. We're going to set it to a value based off of our rotation. Oh, wait, shit. That's annoying. Oh, it's fine, I guess. I guess it's just fine. Do I want to handle the movement based off the rotation in the script itself? I mean, I can even just give it a function. I have to set the speed value like this. I can give the Thorn class a public function that does the speed setting itself, which might be better. Like, I can just have public void fire. Yeah, I can just call it fire. Fire, and then in fire, we just say speed is equal to whatever the hell I want. Yeah, let's do this instead, actually. I think I like this more. Dot fire. We're not passing anything into it. Speed is going to be equal to... Now, obviously, we have a rotation. We have been rotated by the object. So we want to make... So we need a speed value. In fact, I think I shouldn't have to adjust this. I'll leave it as public, but I don't think it should be adjusted. Speed we're going to set by default to be... How fast do I want this thing to go? What is the projectile speed? Well, actually, I don't know how fast the pea shooter is even going to move. Let's just give it a speed of 5 and see what it looks like. Oh, it's a vector 2, right. Yeah, I'll just give this int, whatever. Or float's probably better. Floats. So this is the speed value. And in order to get the vector 2 we want to use... Oh, but I'm using this crap. Well, this is where I need to figure it out anyway. Actually, the speed's not going to be... Sorry, where we set the speed is when we fire it. So the speed by default is 0. And then when we fire it, speed is going to be set to 5. And then in order for me to get this value here of... what am I going to call this vector? I'll call it speed vector. So var speed vector. So this is in fixed update. It's equal to a new vector 2. And this is going to be based off my rotation as well as my speed. So if my rotation is 0 degrees, then what I want to have happen is I want it to move 5 directly to the right. There's a way you can do this. I move 5 units to the right. Can I just take my this dot transform dot rotation dot z? So this is a value. I mean, I can just do math. So imagine it's 90 degrees. Or we can't be rotated 90 degrees. Let's say it's 30 degrees then, right? I have to do math. The hypotenuse is going to be 5. So then I need to do math to do this. Oh no, I have to do math and stuff. Alright, hold on. Let me just quickly try to refresh myself on high school mathematics. Let's increase this. Okay, so let's say the thorn is facing upwards like this, right? So the thorn's facing this way. It's traveling at a speed of 5, which is this value. I need to figure out this vector, which is the x value plus the y value, like that. Now, we have the hypotenuse, we have the angle, it's 30. Do I know trig? It's been a hot minute. So this is x and this is y. So sine of 30 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Cos of 30. So I'm using tan, right? Tan is opposite over adjacent. So I'm using sine and cos. Okay. Is there a calculator for this or what? 30 degrees and 2. 30 degrees is equal to... Okay. So it's basically sine of 30 is equal to opposite x over 5. And so 5 times sine 30. Well, that doesn't look good. Huh? How did I fuck this up? Sine. Wait, am I dumb? Sine 30 degrees is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Why did I get a negative number? What is sine 30? Oh, I did sine 30 okay, I need sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 degrees is 0.5. Okay, 0.5 times 5 means that this is 2.5. Well, okay, math. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, I'm gonna get the program to do this all for me, but that's fine. Cos 30 degrees is some number times 5 is 4 point. There's like 4.3-ish. Okay, cool. Now we actually just need to do this math in the thing. So we're gonna get h. Yeah, we have the var h. It's the speed. We need the var x. So x is the adjacent. Let's do x first. Whatever. How do I do sine and cos in C#? Is this like a mathematics thing? Yeah, it's just math. Math dot. Oh, that ain't what I want. Math dot. Doesn't like math. Math? Oh, it does like math. Are you complaining then? Sine. And it's gonna take it in radians, isn't it? Math.cos and math.sine, doing something, math.cos, yeah, it's absolutely radians. How to convert. How to convert degrees to radians. It's been a hot minute. It's pi over 180. Okay. One degree times pi over 180. Five steps with pictures. Wow, thank you. Two-thirds times pi. Okay. Right, a radian is 180 degrees, isn't it? Okay. One radian's 180 degrees. Yes. Okay. Two radians is 360. Okay. 2 hours 360. So if I one radian's 180 degrees, right? So you just, if I have degrees, I just divide it by 180. Am I crazy? Yeah. So I take. God damn it. I need to check my degree now. So it's 30 degrees, which would be. Well, actually, hold on. The degrees equal to the rotation. So I need to know my rotation. So transform.rotation.z. So this is my rotation degrees divided by 180. Okay, should get me the value in radians, I think. So let's take a look at this. Let's do some quick math. Where was I? Which one was I checking this with? Sine. So sine 30 is a negative number, but if I do sine 30 divided by 180, I get 0.16. Oh, I have to multiply by pi as well, right? Yeah, okay. This divided by 180 times pi. There has to be just a blood. I bet it's probably math.pi, right? Yeah, okay. There's got to be a converter in C#. Convert degrees to radians, C#. There is just a math function for this, right? Oh, is that what the F is? Sine F is just using degrees? There was a sine F, right? Sine H. Ooh, don't know what that is. The angle must be in radians. Multiply by math F. Okay, it's just going to make me do it. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. It's just... Microsoft is just telling me, hey, don't be a lazy shit. We didn't make a function for this. Just fucking do the math, dumbass. Okay, so x is equal to sine of the angle multiplied by speed. Right? I think that's correct. If 5's the... I've got my diagram here. 5's the hypotenuse. So it's sine 30 is equal to x over 5. This is actually the y value, I'm realizing. I don't know why I labeled this one x and this one y, because that's not what it should be. It should be y over 5. Okay, so I'm going to give this to y. So, and then, yeah, okay. Rest is fine. Got that. So that value is... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now the y is cos. So it's basically the same thing. It's adjacent over hypotenuse. And it's, again, multiplied by speed. Okay. It's like literally the exact same thing. So it's var x is equal to math.cos of the angle multiplied by speed. Oh my god. Okay, we've gone through like year 8 trigonometry. Hip hip hooray. It's been a hot minute. Now my speed vector is going to be a new vector 2 that is equal to I want to swap these around. It's equal to xy. xy. Like this. Why are you not happy with this? Double to float? Can't you just be... Do I have to declare you to be a float? You're going to default to be a double? Float. Flot. You're telling me this returns a double. I will freaking cast you then. If you're gonna be like that, I'll cast you as a float, you piece of shit. Okay, and now it works. And now we replace speed with speed vector. And it gets recasted as a vector 3 anyway. For position. And now, it should just goddamn work. Circle cast, this needs to be speed vector as well. Okay. If I've done it all correctly, it should work. Now, when it's 0, it's going to return all zeros and it won't do anything. However, when it's not 0, it should do stuff. So we're going to do it over on the edge here. Press R. Here's the thing. I can rotate it. Letting go did nothing. I got object reference not set to an instance of an object. So it couldn't find the Thorn instance here. And that's probably because I let go. No, I should still have it, right? Game object Thorn inst. What do you mean you don't know what this is? Oh, it couldn't get the script because I haven't put the script on. Yeah, okay, I'm a dumbass. Typical me behavior. We need to exit out of this. We need to go into our prefabs. Projectiles, Thorn. We need to jump in here and we just need to give it the Thorn script. Okay, now that it has the Thorn script, it has the logic that does its collision detection, and it will also handle moving its position. So we come in here. We press the button. It doesn't move because currently its speed is set to 0. And when I let go, it fires. Okay. It's not moving along the y-axis in the slightest, which is a really good sign. It just goes right. Okay, so what's happening here now is that the rotation is... There's clearly no rotation. It's just shooting off in the direction 5. So what's happening is this transform.rotation.z, for whatever reason, is 0. It's always 0. Now, why is that the case? It would imply that what we're rotating is not the game object. Oh, because this is the script. I need to actually get the... Okay, I understand now. I understand. Okay. This, where are we setting it? Box. Yeah, so I can't use... Okay, this just doesn't work. This is like the transform of itself. Wait, no, this should work, right? Wait, shouldn't this refer to the game object that the script is attached to? It should. I'm not crazy. Okay, we're gonna just try logging this value. I'm almost certain that this is coming back as all 0s. But we're gonna give it a look. I'm gonna make sure it's coming back as all 0s before I make any further conclusions. Open up the console, press play. Alright. Okay, it's not all 0s, but notably, it's really, really small values. It's like tiny-ass values. So why is it that this rotation is like 0 to 1? Pause. Click on this. Like, the rotation's quite big, no? I actually don't see any rotation on the, I don't see any rotation on the... There's no... Oh, there's 8 Z rotation. Wait, that's right. There's a rotation of 8 here. Where is it getting, like, 0.6 from? I'm so curious as to what this is actually debugging. Because it looks like it's not grabbing this rotation. Like, I'm pretty sure 8's correct. Grab the new one I just spat out. It's 30. I want to, like, clear this. Stop collapsing it. Do this again. It's over here. It's got a value of 30. And the rotation it's spitting out at me is just 0.25. Okay, lovely. Not what I want. So what is this actually getting the... I mean, this is definitely rotating with the object. It's just not rotating by the amount... This value is just not picking up what I'm expecting. If I go back to the thorn, it's getting its instances transform and rotating it. And that's the value that I check against here. It's the thorn instances transform rotation.euler_angles.z. It's I have to use the Euler angle. Whatever it is. Euler angles. Okay. That's all it was. Alright, and now it should work. So it's probably getting the radian angle instead. But radians are just a bit more of a pain in the ass to work in. Then degrees. Sure, there's a reason why people like using degrees. Okay, went the completely wrong way. It's going in the exact opposite direction I wanted to go in, which is very cool. The speed is nice. I can get trapped in the ceiling, so like clearly the collision detection still doesn't work, as we can see. So that's cool as well. But it's firing the opposite direction, which is interesting. Why is it doing that? It's just flipped along the x-axis. This value is like flipped for some reason. Okay, what do we have? So I'm setting the speed to 5. So let's say I'm angling it up this way. Let me use a slightly thinner line. This is 5, and somehow it's going down this way. So it's like, oh, it's actually negative in both regards. I probably need to figure out what this is spitting out, actually. So 5, and I'm trying to just get this value, and I'm trying to get this value. So the y value and the x value. And in this case, it should be 2.5 and like 4 point something. And what's happening is it's going whoop this way instead. It's going exactly the opposite direction, which is interesting. And it does it facing either way as well. Okay, so what's our issue here? Time speed. Like, this must be returning a negative value, I think. What I want to do is return... I want to debug this. But what's a good time to debug it? I can debug it when it collides. I can just debug it here. It's just a bit annoying to read. Like, there's too much stuff. Okay, whatever. We'll just try it. Debug.log. And I want to get the x and the y. X. I really should use string interpolation, but whatever. Y. And we get this. I do have to multiply them both by speed. Alright, let's see what this gives me. Hop back in. Clear this. It doesn't like something here. Semicolon. Would probably help. I click play. I clicked play twice. Alright. Hop in. We're going to press the button so we can see XY 0, and I shoot it. And I get... yeah, it's going to keep firing because it's not going to stop. So actually, I will delete it from the thing. Alright, and if I do this... Oh, it's still not going to stop here because, again, it exists. It's just... The X is negative. And the Y is positive. But I'm expecting the opposite. God. So here, if I aim it up, I have a positive angle and a positive speed. Why do I get double negatives? Like, hello? Alright, we're gonna figure this out and then I'll call it a night. It's crazy how little I can get done in hour and a half because I can't remember high school math. Okay. We're going to try making these debugs a little more legible. So I'm going to cut all of that and drop it down here and copy this like that. Okay, so this is the X and the Y. However, I want additional stuff. I also want to know... I would like to know what it thinks my angle is. So I'm gonna get my angle in radians. So actually, hold on, I'll do radians here. The radians is gonna be equal to... Oh, I know why, I think. This times speed has to be in... No, that's right, yeah. Sine 30 times the value. That should be correct. I mean, speed's always going to be 5. I never have to log speed. I know speed can only ever be 0 or 5, so that's fine. I don't have to worry about that. Radians is going to be equal to this value. So this is the value that I'm multiplying 5 by. Radians, and then that value multiplied by 5 should give me the X and the Y. Oh wait, no, hold on. Okay, it's just this bit. Transform.rotation. So this is the thing in degrees divided by 180 multiplied by pi. And that'll give me the value in radians. And then math.cos and math.sin should just do that. Okay. Back to Unity. I kick it up, we see what it spits out. Doof. Radians 2.6. Which is correct. Right? Okay, actually, I want to use a different one. Let's do the easiest. Let's just work in quadrant 1. This is quadrant 1, so I should expect... So it gave me radians as 3.5. Does that make any sense? Yo. Thank you very much for the follow. And yeah. Turns out there is unfortunately quite a lot of math we gotta do in game dev if we want to get shit to work properly. But that is what it is. Okay. So what are we missing? Yeah, hold on. Let me click the... Okay. So when we fire it at that angle, it shoots out with 3.5 radians is like way too much though, no? Why do I have 3.5? Pi divided by 180 times the number. So if I'm at 30 degrees, okay, so like my math here is just wrong, obviously. So if I set it to, wrong one, delete that. Alright, if we have it set to, this is 30 degrees, I know. At worst, it's like 31 degrees. And then I fire it. It gives me 3.6 rads. How much is 3.6 radians in degrees? 206. Which is clearly wrong. Which is clearly not what I want. So there's the issue. So this calc here is not giving me the right value. It's my Euler angle, which should be Z. Should be this. I'm going to try printing this as well. Degrees, which is just going to be that value. And then if I divide it by 180 and multiply it by math.pi, it should just work. But it doesn't work. 30 divided by 180 is what? I can just do the... Let me plop a calculator real fast. 30 divided by 180 is 0.1. And then multiplied by pi, which is about 3.14, gives me 0.5. So, like, that's what I expect to see. I expect to see about 0.5 here. Actually, is that even right? Wait, how much is 30 degrees to radians? 0.52. Wait, it is. Wait, so how many radians is in 360 degrees? What? It's 6.2. 180 radians is 3.1. Oh, okay, I was completely wrong. 2... Okay. Alright. God, fuck. Okay, a radian is about 60 degrees. So 0.5 radians is approximately... Alright. So I should expect to get 0.52 back. And this is not giving me that. So I'm getting my angle. I mean... Basic BODMAS? That should just work. Alright, spin this up again. Firing the wrong way. Hold on. Alright, we fire it this way and we angle it up. I want to make it exactly... It's giving me 210. Why is the degrees 210? What the heck? Is it because it's been flipped? Now the degrees is 149. And if I face this direction, 330, and this is 30 degrees. It's because I've flipped it? But if I'm facing left, it doesn't even flip. So it thinks that this is 0. It doesn't have any concept of the rotation, of the instantiation rotation. Wait, no, but that doesn't make any goddamn sense. What? If I'm facing left... Oh, wait, no, I do have to flip, right? Because I'm rotating the... Oh, okay, I get it, I get it. The angle here is like where the back's facing. Because if I'm facing left... Okay, I think I've got it. Alright, so like the real solution to this, or the easiest way to do it, would just have it, would just flip it in the prefab. Make it face right instead. I mean, I can just invert the speed. That's kind of an awkward way to do it, but I can just invert it. Like, the angle I'm using is, like, the exact opposite angle. Ugh, okay, pain in the ass. Alright. If I'm facing left... So when we instantiate it, if we're facing right, we flip it. If we don't flip it. But the angle... The problem is I'm going to have to flip all these bloody angles up here as well. Alright, whatever. The easiest way to do it, and I can fix it later, is I just flip the angles. I just flip the values here. So I get these values and then I just invert them. Neg X, neg Y. It's like the most not how you should do this at all, but it's gonna work. Alright, I mean, look, I can shoot the projectiles now, so that's sick. Currently, they just impale themselves in the scenery. You can aim it, and then pew! But it's not quite impaling in the spot I wanted to impale, and it should also delete itself. So it's not doing that either, but we can probably figure that out. And I should be able to shoot it into an enemy as well. Which, yeah, it's like not doing damage, but I can figure out what's wrong with these collision hitboxes next time, I think. Looks kind of freaking dumb, honestly, but whatever. It is working, at least. Okay, I mean, not bad. Alright, so, I mean, look, the next thing that I would want to work on tomorrow night is, yeah, we'll fix up all this collision stuff. I'm going to go over all the other projectile spells and just make sure they're all working properly with the fixed update. And we'll get, like, these. I'm going to try and get the thorn to, like, actually explode, too. But I'm kind of happy with how it feels to actually, like, use the spell. I would want to make it, pivot. I think it's got a good pivot point where it rotates, but I would want to make it like move left and right a bit. But that's fine. I think it's not that difficult to aim, which is good. I would maybe want to make like the wind up time a bit longer, because like it's pretty fast. In fact, I don't know what happens if I just tap the key. Yeah, it does just insta-fire it. So I need to like wait a little bit before it's actually ready to fire. That's the other thing that I need to add to it still. Because right now I can just tap the key and it shoots it. And like the thing will generate as it's going. But you need to actually like channel it for enough time. Kind of weird that I can get clipped into the edge of these platforms, but I need to figure that out at some point too. Okay, anyway. I think I'm going to call it here for today. But yeah, tomorrow we'll try and finish up the last of this spell and actually make them so that instead of impaling in the environment, they, you know, blow up and explode and disappear. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure my computer is not a fan of it. And hopefully I actually remember to put music on tomorrow. I keep forgetting that. But, yeah. Thanks to anyone who stopped by for tuning in. Catch me probably around the same time tomorrow night. Should be doing another daily then. Until then, have a good one, and I will catch you around.